Draft Bastards.
Welcome to Draft Bastards, a podcast that features four brothers consuming and reviewing craft and microbrews from the New England area, all while discussing the topic of the day. This episode, we'll be taking a look at a couple of microbrews from Kelsen Brewing Company out of Derry, New Hampshire, which should pair nicely with today's discussion as we recap the Mandalorian Season 2 thus far. Prepare for ludicrous speed. Go! It's time for the show. Buenos dias, bonjour, guten tag, and welcome to episode 4 of Draft Bastards. My name is Jay O'Neill, and I'll be your moderator. With me again are my bro hosts. I got Mikey.
Yo.
I got Baru.
Hello.
I got Kev.
What up?
Guys, thanks for doing this today.
Here we go.
With the holidays fast
You're
approaching,
welcome.
I did not think we would get a chance to talk Mando before the new year, so I'm pretty stoked on this.
Yeah.
But before we get to all that, Kev picked the brewery this go-around. So, Kev, tell us a little bit about Kelsen Brewing.
Kelsen Brewing Company. All right, these guys started up in 2014 with a tasting room and 2 beers, and they've since grown into pretty much a full-size pizza parlor with 12 beers on tap, including a couple that are only available on site. Please go visit them. Our server Tim, who took excellent care of us.
Yeah, he
Shout
was
out
cool.
to Tim.
Tim.
Thanks, Tim.
Told us about their experimental brews called the Cryptic Project, which consists of sours and mixed cultures, wild fermentations, that kind of thing. We tried one of the sours called Tension, and I gotta say, for guys who typically don't like sours, we looked surprised.
There's been a lot of that going on lately. Been trying a lot of
We've
sours.
been surprised with a lot of sours.
Sours are hot right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So on Tavor, it used to be all IPAs, ales.
Yeah.
And now it's like the sours are really taking over. That's a sign of the times, boys.
Mikey also tipped the fuck out of Tim.
He deserved it. Took
It
good
was
care
awesome.
of us. We walked into this place and they were playing, what was it? Galactic Empire.
Yeah,
Which
some
is
Star Wars metal.
Star Wars metal. We're just like, huh,
Yeah.
that's kind of right up our alley.
Felt like a red carpet welcome.
I feel like
Unintentional, but
Unintentional.
I've seen their videos.
Yeah.
Star
They
Wars
look
guys.
amazing.
up.
They're like cosplayers or something.
Yeah, they're actually like pretty tight.
They are.
Yeah.
To be honest,
They are.
They're very tight.
Yeah, it's like I'm trying to find some like thing. This suck, but it doesn't suck. They're like,
It doesn't.
They're actually really good.
oh, let's talk about those pizzas we had. In 2018, on a whim, they bought a pizza oven and hired a pizza chef. And apparently they are really good at making pizza.
What did you say he was from? Groton, Mass?
I believe
that
so.
It was
Yeah.
really good pizza.
Pizza's ridiculous.
So it was Italian style, just for the folks out there. It was hard crust,
Yeah.
but chewy,
Yeah.
not too greasy.
Not greasy at all. That whole bottom was dry.
Yep.
Mhm.
Sounds perfect.
And
So
it's not just us. They actually had to restructure their restaurant hours based on how popular their pizza was getting.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay,
they
then.
went from 5 days a week to 7 days a week.
Okay.
So good for them.
All right.
I imagine pizza joints are one of the few places that are actually doing okay during this whole pandemic bullshit.
Yeah, a lot of
so.
takeout. I saw a lot of takeout while we
Oh
were
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So check out Kelsen Brewing Company in Derry, New Hampshire.
So I heard it, Tim.
Hey, Tim.
Say hi to Tim. Great
Tell him the
beer, great
bastard sent
pizza.
you.
Yes.
So what are we drinking? What's the first beer? Because I am thirsty, Kev.
We are drinking a Paradigm Brown Ale.
7%.
7%
Got a
horsepower.
little dwarf
Mighty
holding his
looking
cup
dwarf.
high with his metalworking tools around his belt.
I dig it.
If you're into dungeons and dwarves, then this is your can.
Yes.
I love this, to be honest.
All right.
Can we
Crack 'em.
crack them, please?
And
Oh, I'm
pouring
so
it.
thirsty.
Jay's thirsty.
It's been a day, dude.
I hear you, bro. I hear you
So,
there.
While we were at the brewery, I was talking to these guys about why I like to pour the beer in the cup. And it's not just to see it and smell it better, but when that foam head comes up, that's all the kinetic energy bound up in the beer. And you want to release that, or else you're going to be real full. You're going to be burping and farting. you want to kind of get rid of some of the carbonation if possible.
I mean, the burping and farting, it's great for some time, but not all the time.
I'm not doing it to be fancy. It's got function.
I do burp.
I know.
I don't fart.
Really?
No, I really don't.
Huh.
I swear to God, I fart in my sleep. That's about it.
You snore louder than any human.
Yes, I've been told.
This is a nice dark beer. Not too dark. A dark amber. It's letting sunlight through, but it's got a good cloudiness to it. Good head that doesn't seem to be going down.
Yeah,
Mike, I see what you were saying about the little snifter.
Mm-hmm.
How would you call it?
Yeah. What is it? A bell?
Yeah.
Chocolate.
So this is really good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I remember this one.
This is chocolate. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
What were we talking about? We talked about raisins
Mm.
with this.
I think they said that they had raisins in it. That was the sweetness that we were getting.
There's a lot of flavors going on here.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that it's not too heavy because I drank a ton of heavy beer last night.
That's exactly what Kev said when we were at the brewery. He's like, this one's dark, but it goes down like really easy. It's very drinkable.
Oh, yeah. No, that's really good.
Yeah, it's
I'm
got
excited.
a bite to it, too.
Yeah, a little bit sweet, some chocolate, toasty nuts.
Kelsen.
Hey, speaking of farting in your sleep, it has nothing to do with farting in your sleep.
Yes, let's talk about that.
Just a quick. Marilyn, my daughter, she sent me a text message the other day saying, "Hey, you left me this voicemail at like midnight, like 5 days ago." And she sent me the recording, and I don't know what to say about this.
Yeah.
You know what? I think.
Oh, this is interesting. This is news to me.
Experiment.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and play it into the microphone.
Is this about to get personal?
Did you butt dial your daughter?
It's very possible. Wait till you hear it.
Jay's a
because
smart guy. This will be all right.
This is odd. I'm gonna play this. So this is a voicemail I left my daughter somehow, and I think it starts with me saying, "Oh my God."
Oh my God. Okay.
Did you get that?
You were speaking in tongues.
I think so.
What'd you say?
I think he said, "Wow."
That's what it sounded like.
Now I've blown this up in the software.
Were you summoning the Dark One?
Maybe.
You must have somehow.
Oh, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you,
I had no
and you
idea
were sleep
that I
talking
talked in
because
my
you.
sleep, though.
If I remember from when we
I
were
didn't-
kids, I'm pretty sure you talk in your sleep sometimes.
Well, I guess I do.
You and Toad
Yeah.
talk a lot in your sleep.
Oh my God. Blah, blah. That's what it was.
So why are we here today, boys? Anyways, what the hell's going on?
We are going to do a recap on Mandalorian Season 2 thus far. Yes, we are.
Is that show any good?
It's. I think it's pretty good, but
Do you think I should watch it?
I think I should watch that show.
Ooh, they're trying.
So there, as of
Here it comes.
as of this taping, there is one episode left, the season finale, that obviously we haven't seen. Going forward, if you're sticking around for the episode, be forewarned, there are going to be mucho spoilers ahead.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the show,
Yeah, if you haven't seen the show, push stop now and come back. When
don't
you're
push
all
stop
caught
now.
up.
Just keep listening and forget anything that.
And forget what we say. Yeah, that's also relevant.
Get mad at us. Negative attention is still attention.
There you go.
This beer is maltier than I remember it.
Is it?
I love this.
Yeah.
I love this beer, and the can is so cool, man. I want to like go on a dungeon crawl with this dwarf. He already found something, so
Yeah, he did.
he knows what he's
He was
doing.
toasting.
He found his beer. So, we can talk about the season as a whole. That's fine, but I don't want to. I don't want to go too broad.
It sucks.
It doesn't super suck.
Ashoka looks pretty cool though.
I will say this:
As
if
long
you
as
want
you
to get
don't
out
look
the
at her
stuff
hair.
that you're not liking, I will say the first 3 episodes had me a little shook. I was a little
There was a
concerned.
lot of monologuing.
There was a lot of monologuing. There was a lot of things that just didn't feel like season 1, and I guess that's to be expected. I mean, here you have a successful show. Now we're going to have a lot more people that are going to have hard opinions on how things should be done. So I wonder.
Not only do we have a successful show, but now we have a whole universe that's about to stem from this show. The whole universe already exists, but now Boba Fett's getting a spinoff, Ahsoka's getting a spinoff, and it's kind of
too much.
in the New Order. It's bringing everything I don't want to call it a prequel because it's not. It's happening alongside the birth of the New Order.
Yeah.
And I feel like that they're maybe sacrificing some of the integrity of the show in order to make the bigger picture happen for Disney Plus.
Okay. But you have a formula.
You have a formula, but I also feel like it's expanding too quickly.
Too quickly. Yeah, I agree.
They paid a
100%.
lot of money for Star Wars.
Star Wars is a shaky property. Most of it is disappointing at this point, at least, right? And like you get
Isn't that sad?
all this stuff that they're trying to do. It's like, season 1 Mandalorian was so good, and now they got 9 other things coming. It's like, hey, slow down. This, it's just going to cheese out. They're going to end up going for the younger audience again too, and it's going to get.
They got to sell the toys.
Well, now there's something for everyone.
Nobody
Yeah, we're going to
buys
lose
toys anymore.
Yeah. We're going to lose a lot of the drama. It's all going to be, PC jokes and like sound effects and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I was honestly, by the end of the 3rd episode, I was waiting for Mando to slip on a banana peel with the full sound effects.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think we're
Bonk.
I know what you're saying. I don't think we've come too close to like that. I don't know. Maybe I missed something, but like
I
I
got pretty close.
did it.
Yeah,
Well-
when Grogu and the child was eating the frog lady's eggs,
Yes.
I was like, what is happening? Why are you
Yeah.
doing this? Why is Mando talking so much?
Yeah.
Why is he talking so much that he's tripping over his words?
Yeah, no, you're right. I forgot about that episode. Maybe that was kind of on purpose.
That really threw me off.
Yeah.
Especially when they had already successfully established Mando as a man of few words. Speaking of words, so little context here. In season 1, something they did that I thought was very cool, and I think we all agreed, was they showed Mando able to communicate with the Sand People of Tatooine by using sign language, because they use sounds that humans can't make.
Sure.
This season, we hear humans awkwardly speaking in Star Wars alien languages now.
Didn't they do that in the Solo movie?
I didn't
Han
watch the Solo
speak
movie. I have
Wookiee
no
for-
idea what
I
happened.
wasn't able to get through the solo movie.
Damn.
In season 1, we had Mando communicating with the Sand People with sign language.
Correct.
Just sign language. And
Yeah.
I thought it was creepy. And I was like, so that's how they do it.
Mm-hmm.
This season, oh no, it's sign language and the war grunts. Like,
I think he was being a little bit more diplomatic. Maybe it was polite to at least attempt to speak the language.
Having
it took me
dived
out of the
into
moment.
some of the Star Wars universe and history behind the Sand People, they would be very insulted if you said something wrong in their language.
Yeah.
They would kill your ass for saying
Well, they're
something wrong
insulted
in their
anyway.
language.
They're constantly insulted. They're Sand People.
Right.
They don't have it good.
But you don't see Mando talking Jawa. He's not going,
No.
I missed a lot of this. I
Yet.
missed a lot of the stuff you're talking about because the main thing that's been bugging me since the first episode is how we're just not really staying on the path.
There's been a lot of standalone episodes, a lot of side quests.
Yeah.
Which I'd be okay with if they weren't bumbling and slapstick and
they'll tie each one of these.
chatty. When did Mando become such a chatterbox?
He was nice and quiet for the ride with Bill Burr's character.
For the last
Maynard.
episode, yes. The last
That was
episode
what it was.
felt
He was
like...
quiet, unresponsive,
Yep.
reserved.
Mhm.
Yep.
To be honest, I haven't been irked by a lot of this slapsticky stuff that you guys are picking up on. That hasn't been something for me personally.
Again, that was only the first 3 episodes for me, really. It just something felt off.
Sure. Well,
Yeah.
they left, season 1 with a very clear, I think, launch point for what will be happening next. I mean, he had just taken down Moff Gideon's ship,
That's what
and he
I'm
has
thinking.
to find out where he's taking Grogu.
When they wrote the first season and completed the first season, it was obviously going to be a success. Did they know how much of a success? Did they know it was going to be the catalyst to get people to purchase Disney Plus?
Do they possibly not understand that this is that the success it's seeing is because it's drawing in a lot of the Star Wars fans that the recent movies alienated?
And now they're going to get so... I feel like what's going to happen is they're all going to get so excited. I think you were probably just going to say something similar. Sorry. Like, they're going to get so excited and they're just going to keep adding and throwing stuff in that doesn't need to be there.
The mouse
And
doesn't
it's-
fuck around.
And
So the mouse doesn't fuck around.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I keep seeing that woman's name at the end of the shows, and I'm
Kathleen
like, oh,
Kennedy.
she's still in there, man.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yep.
My gripes about this series are very minimal. I'm still enjoying it. I don't expect it to be perfect.
Because there's a lot that I like, and I would
Yes.
love
Yeah,
to get to.
of course. Me too.
Guys, what do we like?
All right. I am digging Boba Fett. Surprisingly, I was really, really worried. I knew he was coming, but I was really curious on how they were going to tackle his character, because there are books written about him and stuff like that. There are stories out there. But if we're just going by the movies, we have 3 appearances in the original trilogy, then the bastardized versions with Django, and now they're all clones, and every Stormtrooper is actually a Boba Fett, which is stupid. But he's actually really cool, and
He's super cool. Yeah,
I dig, and I dig that he's got like a dad bod,
Yeah.
and he's like,
He kicks so much ass.
yeah, it's like I've seen some shit,
Yeah.
and it frustrates me a little bit that he was out in that desert, and yet his armor was on that sheriff for so long.
Mm.
But whatever, I'm moving past that. So yes, I like the character
A couple of
Django.
quirky things like that.
And who is the Jedi lady?
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. Very cool.
Rosario Dawson nailed it. I didn't see
Yeah.
a lot of cringe in any of her appearances. I thought she carried herself like a Jedi.
She did.
Absolutely.
It felt very.
Can we just talk about the
Jedi.
cinematography in that episode? I mean, how cool did she look stalking all those troopers?
That was great.
You know, in the fog with the
in
white
and out of the
lightsabers,
blackness of the fog,
the
and
greenness and the white.
I almost feel
lightsabers.
like there's a little bit too much atmosphere, but yes, I did look amazing.
Oh, man,
I
I
was
thought-
noticing on like my second rewatch
Sure.
that I was like, it's just too much atmosphere. Like every scene doesn't need to be a painting.
Sure.
and her little battle at the end there with the governor lady or whatever she was.
Yep.
But the fight that they had with the spear,
Mhm.
I'm so glad that she didn't just sit there and try and force choke her or throw her away with the force, do some overpowered thing with the force. It really
Well, she needed information.
agreed, but it seems so far that they're treating the force with respect and not trying to pull starships down from the sky.
Right.
You picking up what I'm putting down, right?
Sure am.
Okay. So it seemed very within the realm of possibility in what we thought of the force back in the day.
Yes.
It wasn't like this.
Yes.
It wasn't an I win button.
Yes.
It was a tool,
I'm with you.
but it wasn't an I win
She
button.
respected her opponent.
Yes.
Mhm.
And she fought. And she lost a saber. You don't lose. If she's just going for information, she's not going to let one of her sabers go in the water.
Aesthetic note, I really appreciate what they did with her sabers. It's not often you see a lightsaber that blows your mind. Like, oh, they're kind of singing. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
they
into
did a great-
she was really cool. We're probably never going to see her again.
we definitely are. She's been all over headlines. They're keeping her. She's
cool.
she's a big deal. Yeah,
Good.
She's going to be in the universe for a long time. The one thing I don't want to nitpick, because I do think Ashoka really looked and was acted well. She looked great and was acted really well. Her hair thing, her tendrils, they really looked really foamy. If you
All the Twi'leks look like that.
Oh man, but it really. But if you really kind of look at just that, you could see that it's just this like piece of like I don't know, like the same stuff that like a wrestling mat is made out of or something.
In the book there, the Tales of the Bounty Hunter, the story about Boba Fett and his whole thing, he actually has a Twi'lek girlfriend that he goes and visits all the time. Quick side note, the bad guy lieutenant that Mando was having a showdown while Ahsoka
Yep.
was
Ahsoka
having a
took
battle.
care of business.
Did you recognize him?
No.
Recognize who? I'm sorry.
He looked familiar.
I'm going to tell you who.
Who?
Hang on.
Come on.
He was in something you wouldn't connect to Star Wars at all.
Futuristic.
Really?
Reese. His name was Reese.
No way. That was Reese?
From Terminator.
Wow.
Really?
Which one?
Yeah, he was also
the
in,
first Terminator.
The first
Oh.
Terminator. Reese that came back
what
with
was
the
his name in
shotguns.
Alien?
Oh,
Aliens.
and he was also with the lieutenant something. And
I got another one for you.
Yeah.
The guy that played Valen Hess. He was the officer who was calling out Mando, trooper from over here. His name is Richard Brake. And he's a guy that played the original Night King from Game of Thrones. And he's got the same fucking walk. And it's terrifying. He's not a big guy. He's not a scary looking guy. Well, I guess he is kind of a scary looking guy, isn't he?
He looked very scary.
Yeah.
He reminded me of that guy from Brew show there, the Watchman. Rorschach.
Yeah.
He reminded me of Rorschach.
Yep.
When this guy walks down the sidewalk, people move.
Everybody move!
But yeah, it was nice to see him. And seriously, guys, if you go back and watch it, watch when he's walking from the table over to Mando with his helmet off. It is the same walk that he's doing walking down that dock.
I knew that was coming. I was watching that. I'm like, the guy's gonna notice. I'm like,
of course.
It's only
Of course.
a matter of time, right?
I'm not saying that I can do that, but I can do that. I have done it.
Sometimes you
I
gotta
have
walk.
done it. Yeah.
So another thing I appreciate, because Kathleen Kennedy's name came up in all the wokeness and social justice warriors.
Yeah.
I appreciated the characters Fennec and Cara Dune,
Yes.
Ming-Na Wen, and Gina Carano.
Mhm.
Their on-screen chemistry was amazing.
Yes.
I love Gina.
There was no strife forced in there with them.
Oh, did you guys notice when I think Mando was kind of asking like, Boba Fett and Fennec, like, how did you guys? And Fennec is explaining it, and she kind of lifts up her shirt and shows how Boba kind of like redid her insides.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, they
That's
just showed
right.
it. They showed it for like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 seconds, and like she lifts up her shirt, and like her belly is like a it's like an
droid
industrial
there.
complex. It's
Yeah.
like gears and
Yeah.
pistons and stuff. It's
Yeah.
super cool.
That's awesome.
I know I said I wouldn't say that, but god damn it, that was really cool.
I was talking to a coworker that was listening to our podcast the other day, and he said he really, really liked it. And he said, we should go easy on the inside jokes, though.
Mm.
I'm like,
Fair enough.
was it the jacket?
Yeah.
Baru always needs a jacket.
It's funny, I don't. It's just one of those weird things.
That's why we're trying to tell it to our audience, so it's not an inside joke anymore. It's,
There.
it's an everybody joke.
Maybe they
Yeah.
want a little mystery.
Baru needs a jacket. Maybe we'll
I'm
set him
full
up
of mystery
a
donation.
Amazon wish list, and some fan can buy him a
Oh, we can
jacket.
start a GoFundMe to get Brew a jacket.
You'll get your jacket.
Someday I'll get a jacket.
You'll get your
I know. Oh, poor me.
Yeah.
So am I the only one empty? Can we?
No,
get
I'm
the
empty.
second
Oh,
beer?
I'm
pretty
ready.
empty.
I'm ready for number 2.
Am I getting them? I'll get them.
I'll
I'm gonna
get
push
one.
pause
I'll get
right
one
here.
next episode.
I'll say SpongeBob thing. Ready? 5 minutes later. All right, we're back. So these are bottles. You're not going to get to hear a crack, and we are going to be drinking now the Battle Axe IPA.
This is their flagship IPA.
This is
This
Kelsen
is
Brewing's.
incredible. All right, just based on the 2 beers you guys have given me, this is like one of my favorite breweries, like in the world right now. The shape of this bottle too is awesome.
It is not
It's an
a
unconventional.
16-ounce bottle. This is a
This looks like a
1
24
0.9 fluid ounces.
It comes in pints.
It comes in
pint plus
pints.
an ultra pint.
Yeah.
I'm doing something right now that I don't like doing,
What's that?
which is pouring a new beer, into a glass that has, old beer in it.
Oh, we are bastards.
We are bastards.
Yeah, it messes with it more than
It does.
I would.
It does,
More
especially
than
with the
you would
beer as
ever
flavorful as the one we just had, the
Yeah.
Paradigm.
I mean, whatever, it'll be all right. But
So-
I don't like.
I've had Battle Axe a couple of times. I don't know if you've had a Peru, but I'm really interested to see your reaction because this is a very different IPA.
Okay, I'm smelling it.
Thank you. I'm getting pineapple.
If Mikey's telling me he wants my opinion, this is going to be unusual. I can smell pineapple. Did you just say pineapple?
Yeah, this is. I'm getting pineapple and mango.
Oh man, are you kidding? This is amazing.
Right? thought
I
you would
remember
like
this one, Mikey. This
Yep.
is the pineapple. So brew.
Holy smokes!
you ever
Yeah,
have-
that's their flagship. Are you kidding me? That's one of the smoothest things I've ever had.
It is.
Have you ever had Dole pineapples out of the can? Do you
That's
know
in
what I'm
there.
talking
That's
about?
in there.
Do you taste the
Oh
juice?
yeah,
Even
I
with-
do.
Even with
Absolutely,
the tinny
yeah.
taste of the can,
Listen, I fucking love pineapple, and I love IPA, so it's all there, man.
this tastes like the juice
And I
that's
love
left at the
Battle
bottom
Axes.
of a can of Dole's sliced.
Kelsen
Pineapples.
Brewing Company.
Again, tastes different than it did on tap. I fucking love it.
Really
So this
good.
is different than a lot of the IPAs that we drink. Look how clear it is.
Dude, this glass bottle I appreciate. Even the glass bottle itself is like heavy, and it's like what did you say? A pint, 0.9 ounces.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a pint is not enough. We're gonna give them an extra 9 ounces. Thank you, Kelsen. I appreciate that.
One more sip.
I like the bottle. I like the shape of the bottle. It's a
These,
differently shaped.
the artwork on the can that we drank, the brown ale, the Paradigm brown ale, and then this flagship IPA, they just look so awesome. It looks like a Dungeons and Dragons book.
Yeah.
And they play metal.
That's so cool.
Star Wars.
Oh man, we got to make another trip to this place. This is getting high marks.
I agree.
For me tonight.
I agree.
Really good stuff. I don't drink ales. I think I spoke about that in our first episode. I'm not really a big ale guy usually, but that quote unquote brown ale has a lot of nice flavors in it. It's got a nice weight. It's not too, because usually ales just make me wicked gassy. You were talking about that. I'd rather drink pine cones.
This IPA is also 7.2, man. This is...
Oh, is it? They're in the sevens?
Yeah.
That's a good number.
What the doctor ordered right now.
Sevens is good. 6
They
and 7
actually
is
have
good.
a IPA there that must have spawned from this. It's like a pina colada, like a coconut IPA. So it's got pineapple and coconut.
Yeah, you got that one. Yeah.
I'm
It
not
was
sure.
a little sweet for my palate, but
Yeah.
it was good.
I'm not sure if I would like that, but I would try it.
I tried it.
I've had like grapefruit IPA.
Grapefruit IPA.
Yeah, it's not bad. Mango, I actually don't really like.
I've had a couple of good mangoes. I've had a few bad mangoes.
Is there a guava?
There is.
What a good question.
Guava, papaya, there's dragon fruit. Any of the sweet tropical fruits that go good with this type of hoppiness.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of power.
Yeah, this one's delicious.
I think certain. I don't know. I mean, obviously, everyone's gonna like something, but
There are some people that think Bud Heavy is as good as it gets.
yeah, I know what you mean. I drank Bud Heavy for a long time, to be honest with you. In my early,
Oh, remember Bud Ice?
yeah, that was like when I was like 17. But
Hey, those are some good fishing trips.
yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, because that's right. Yeah, we did get back into those at camp for a little bit. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. We did. Yeah, Bud Ice. Anybody remember Bud Ice? Hell yeah. Yeah, in my early mid-20s, I mean, like every once in a while, I think I went to Shaw's to get like a Harpoon IPA, and I thought I was fancy. But most of the time, like I was drinking regular Budweisers because I'm like, that's my brand, like.
Every once in a while, I do buy myself some Sam Lager just
Right.
to
Yeah.
remind me what put them on the map.
Yeah.
And honest to God, it's a delicious beer.
You're not wrong. Those are good if they're nice and cold bottle.
Which one now?
Boston Lager.
Boston Lager.
Oh, the Boston one. Yeah.
So another thing we were talking to Tim about at Kelsen, like we always ask, same core question: what's your flagship? What's your underdog? What's the one beer that you think deserves more respect that just doesn't sell? You think people are missing out by not buying more of it, but they said their sales are pretty steady across all the boards.
That's not a surprising answer to me because honestly, I had their brown ale first. I'm not an ale guy. That was so good. And this IPA here has pineapple juice, it tastes like. But
This is so pineapple-y.
Yeah. Well, I don't feel like it's so pineapple. I mean, it's present.
It's pretty
It's
pineapple.
there, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely present. I don't feel like it's too much.
It smells sweeter than it tastes.
Yeah, like we've had some other beers on the show where they mix fruit and it's like having like a mimosa. Like you feel like there's lots of juice in there and stuff. And I don't really like that. I don't feel like there's like. Anyways, this is a solid IPA. What I'm trying to say is these guys definitely know how to make beer, so I'm not surprised that they have an underdog because
Yeah.
they clearly know what they're doing.
They definitely have a master craftsman behind these recipes.
Really good stuff. I'm impressed. I really want to go to this place. You guys were talking about how they make pizza, and something that always kind of blows my mind is how good beer goes with pizza.
Yep.
Like, if you think about it, it makes zero sense, right? Because you're putting, so much carbs and, like, acid with the pizza sauce and stuff in your gut, and you're like, this is not going to end well, but it's usually fine.
I mean, it never does,
Well, it depends.
but we enjoy it in the moment, and that's what counts.
We might polarize some listeners here, but we did get a Hawaiian. It was pulled pork with barbecue sauce instead of tomato
We're
sauce.
talking about how great the pineapple is in the beer,
And
but
some
you put it on
pineapple.
pizza, then fuck you.
Do you know what I'm saying, though, dude? We had this IPA, right, with some pulled pork with barbecue sauce, pizza with chunks of pineapple.
Yeah,
on
I'm
it.
sure it's amazing.
Dude,
I would eat the shit out of it. No,
Yeah.
listen, I got onto it.
It was so good.
I joke around, but I love it, man.
Oh, shit.
I like the pineapple. It's awesome.
What was the beer they had with the chamomile in it?
The stuff that I have in the fridge ready to go just in case.
Really?
Yeah.
Brew.
I'm down.
Brew.
That was the Belgian, right?
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
Belgian.
Brew, you're going to fucking love this.
I love this company. I like, this is right in my wheelhouse, dude. Dude, they got battle axes and dwarves and shit, and their beer is delicious. Like, you want to put chamomile in it, dude? I'll drink it. That sounds awful, but I'm gonna drink the shit out of it
Wait till you say
because I bet they put it in there pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
All right, everyone shut the fuck up.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Shutting up.
Uh,
Can we talk Bill Burr?
can we talk Bill Burr?
Can we talk
Let's
Bill
talk Bill
Burr
Burr.
representing Boston?
Hell yeah, we can talk about
All right.
Bill Burr.
Fucking.
So this guy, he's doing time. They go and pick him up because they need him for a break because he's ex-Imperial. So they need to use his Imperial knowledge. And his acting up to that point in that whole segment there, I was like, okay.
Space Boston again.
Here we go with more Space Boston, which is totally fine. I love Bill Burr. Go for it.
Dude,
I was surprised with his acting, even in the the prison ship episode that we.
It
talked
was
about.
pretty typical.
I mean, yeah, of course, it wasn't like
him.
stellar, but he held his
Yeah,
own.
he held
You
his
know,
own. It was
Star
fine.
Wars. I think one of their many charms is when they have like a casting that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, a casting for somebody who was just kind of like, what the hell? And you see somebody in like a new angle you've never seen him before, and you're like, yeah, look at that, that's great.
I
That's what
definitely
they
saw
did with
him
Bill
in
Burr.
a new angle.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah,
But
he-
when
stepped
they're
it up in this
doing
new
the
episode.
whole trip with the vehicle, but when they get to the actual base and they're being cheered by their fellow stormtroopers, I got that feeling like
The
there's
villain
people...
is the hero of the other side.
Exactly. All right.
I got a little side trivia question. I bet one of you guys knows the answer to this. How many stormtroopers died on the Death Star? On the first Death Star?
I do not know.
If memory serves, I want to say it was like 600,000.
Jesus.
I think.
And
I
we
don't-
cheered.
and they cheered.
And we cheered.
And the Ewoks use their severed heads to play drums.
Wow.
People say the Ewoks are too cute. They're cannibals, for crying out loud.
it's called Star Wars, man. War ain't pretty.
All right, fair. So
But-
Bill Burr gets into this place and he meets his arch nemesis there, his ex-commander, and he sits down and he gets this look in his eye. He flips a switch. His acting flipped a switch where I started getting some feels.
I felt.
Yeah.
And I think that little dialogue between him and Valen Hess,
Yeah.
the officer,
Gonna get him an Emmy or something.
that was possibly my favorite part of the entire season. I like that more than anything Ahsoka did or said.
Yeah.
You know, I like the visual of the lightsaber, but dude, it got serious.
It was
And he got that look when you're in Boston, and you're at a bar,
Yeah.
and you're talking to someone, and all of a sudden their eyes relax, but everything else tenses up.
you're getting punched.
There's going to be violence. Violence is going to happen.
It's a guarantee.
And I honestly felt like the things he was saying, like exactly
believed
what we
it.
just talked about.
Yeah.
I've been on both sides
with the
of that look
stormtroopers.
before.
Been on both sides, absolutely. But like we were talking about the stormtrooper, they're people too, you know.
Yeah.
And he was one of the people. I don't think he was a stormtrooper.
No,
He was.
it didn't really
He was a
indicate.
sharpshooter.
Yeah. But
I-
the way he was talking about how like all his friends, you know,
5,000-10,000 people
Yeah.
died.
died. Was it good for them? Was
Yeah.
it? And he was just
Yeah.
keeping that
Right. And he
laid
pissed-
back,
pissed
cool,
him
and
off.
like,
Yeah.
go ahead. I
But he kept the
dare you
look.
to fucking
They showed
say
his true
something.
character. I think he'll become part of like their tet because Mando's starting to. I just
That
made a reference
team-
to Dark Tower if anyone's paying attention, but like his group, like I think he's gonna come back again. He's gonna be part of like
I hope so because
Fennec,
that team that they had
Gina,
that went and pulled
Boba,
off that space
Jin,
heist,
the
whatever
baby.
it was, for Data, like or codes. That was a really perfect team.
Mhm.
Watch,
Hey,
they're
we
all
need to
gonna come
go
back
and-
together to take down Moff
I hope so.
and maybe Thrawn. Right, we're trying to get to him. Right,
Yes.
so he was mentioned in.
I wonder if Thrawn's going to be a Mando thing or if that's going to be an Ahsoka thing. I feel like that's
I
going to be
wouldn't
an
be
Ahsoka
surprised
thing.
if they brought him up. That would be I almost said it. That would be an incredible thing to have in the Mandalorian series, especially if they can, like I didn't realize till I just said it how the group is going to come together. So you're going to have Boba, Fennec. What's Gina's character?
Cara Dune,
Cara Dune. Thank you. So those Cara, and then
Maynard.
Jin,
That's Bill Burr.
and then Jin and the baby, and then Bill Burr will come back in, and they're all going to kind of team up, I think.
Millennium Falcon style.
And then eventually, maybe they'll encounter, Ashoka will be back in the story somehow, and then this is all going to be season 3, I assume. Or if we're really lucky, they'll set something up, really give us a heavy cliffhanger in season.
So
I
hate to say it though, as the characters stand now, as entertaining as they are, as amazing as they are, Bill Burr's friggin' thing, and Mando's dark journey, and what are they trying to do with Grogu? All that aside, I don't see anybody on this playing field that's going to compare to Admiral Thrawn's brains right now.
Sure.
If they stick with Thrawn in the canon. So for folks that aren't in the books or anything, Thrawn is an extremely
scary,
dangerous.
I think they must have modeled him after something akin to like Sun Tzu or Genghis Khan, where like he doesn't make mistakes. He's a master strategist,
tactician,
a master tactician, master at espionage. He's like that's almost like that's his super.
Similar
like he's always 10 steps ahead. He's
similar to where we are right now. The Thrawn is introduced 5 years after the events of Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
So is that where we are right now?
That's where we are. Yep.
So this makes sense that they're going down this road.
Yeah.
So if
this
it plays to the books, one of the things that he does, because he is not force sensitive.
Thrawn
is not force sensitive.
Right,
he carries around these critters that are like lizards.
Uh-huh.
So picture
we talked about this. They're like slugs.
They're like a 3 to 5 foot lizard, but they kind of grow on these trees and they kind of feed on them, and you're most likely will kill them if you try to remove them from the tree. But they found a way to do it. And what they do is they kind of create a bubble around them where the force cannot be used.
Anti-force bubble.
An anti-force bubble. If you get enough of them together, they can go several kilometers.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Okay?
Ooh.
So when his arch nemesis is kind of Luke Skywalker and all that stuff in the books, Thrawn has got the perfect thing. Like you're not going to be able to use the Force. You can use your laser sword, but you got to get through all this without your little.
Isn't it so cool that
Jedi wizard stuff?
Isn't it just so awesome that we never got to see any of Luke doing anything?
Yeah,
ever in his life.
So great.
After he dealt with
so
his
many
father
things too.
It's so awesome that they never brought any of that at all into any new Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
I love that. Anyways, continue.
No. I'm just saying, if it's Mando versus Thrawn, I'm sorry, Mando is just not going to be able to pull it off.
Well, it'll be interesting. I think they'll definitely suffer losses and almost lose, and who knows, things could get more complicated. We could get new characters, but I mean, they do have Bill Burr, who clearly has shown what side of the moral fence he's on.
Sure.
Which,
by the way,
and he knows a lot about Imperial shit.
He does.
He's going to be a vital asset, and he'll probably be the first to die because of that. But he's going to teach them a
little
lot.
Weird that I got the feels of him talking about how he lost all his friends and all the people that died there. But then he went and blew up the entire base with one shot from Slave One.
I think that was him.
That was
denouncing the Empire.
Because clearly everybody there was
yeah.
a fanatic, and they knew
that was not lost on me either. And like we touched on this just a minute ago, but I'll say it again: it's Star Wars, dude. War ain't pretty.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He got pissed. He got pissed, like we talked
extremely.
About. And he's like, fuck
off my chest.
You. Yeah. It was like he probably in his heart didn't want to kill all those people, but he knew how many more innocents were going to die because of the explosives in that base.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask. Does anybody recall, and I'm sorry, I don't remember. I watched it late last night. What were those unstable things? What were they all about?
It's starship fuel. It's called Radonium.
Oh,
Radonium.
I thought I had it.
So close.
Radonium.
So very unstable.
Very unstable. And in a universe where we have hover technology, let's put it on one of the only vehicles with wheels. Just saying.
Well,
On bumpy back roads.
I get that now that you're pointing it out, but when I was watching the episode, I kind of liked the vehicle, and I actually liked
the vehicle.
I liked the cinema. I liked how so much of the episode actually took place inside the vehicle during the traversal and stuff.
Just on a geek note, I could be totally wrong here. I'm wondering if maybe, was it Redonium?
Redonium.
Is perhaps sensitive to the emissions from repulsor technology.
Okay. I'm calling it hover tech, but whatever.
That's actually a great point. That's actually a fantastic point, and that's probably exactly why it's on tires.
If a
that's not a nerd point. That makes perfect sense if you think about it. Because every time they were shaking, he was looking at those meters. Remember? Yep. Yeah, that's a great point, Kev. That's
if there's a Star Wars nerd listening that knows more than us, please let us know in our comments. I think you just
nailed it. To be honest with you, I hadn't. Yeah, that's good.
Just like last season when some people brought up how Sheena Carano's character, Cara Dune,
yeah,
was able to punch Mando's helmet
Beskar
with her, supposedly bare hands. Like, this is the Star Wars universe. Every other person has some kind of biomechanical implant. They have power gauntlets. They're enhanced.
Yeah.
I like Boba Fett's power gauntlet. When he had that guy, he just put his hand on him and launched him.
That was awesome. Boba's got some cool toys.
He has a knee gun.
We didn't
guns in his knees.
I think we should just touch on this real quickly. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone's seen it, but I mean, Christ, how awesome was that fight scene? It was kind of humorous how many stormtroopers got taken out and how few shots they landed. I mean, it was just a massacre, right? I mean, they were pure fodder. It was purely to show, the good guys kicking the crap out of the bad guys, which
I'm
is
okay with that.
And it was so one-sided. No, it was totally fine. I loved it. I loved every second of it. But in watching Boba Fett, just swinging that mace weapon around, cracking armor.
I like seeing the stormtrooper armor breaking.
I loved that. Oh, that was so awesome.
And
he was so good at it. And
him unleashing his full arsenal back in his armor after who knows how many, after 5 years. Unleashing everything that he had. That was impressive.
You just wait for him to smoke a cigarette after.
When we did the...
took out 2 TIE fighters.
It wasn't the TIE fighters, it was the carriers.
The carriers,
carriers, and he didn't watch the explosion.
Nope.
He turned around to look at his friends.
He's seen some things explode. He
Still.
knows what's up.
Right.
When we did the Dance of Dragons episode, one of the things I wanted was like better choreography for fighting. And I gotta say, now that I think about it, in that, especially this Boba Fett episode, that was some good action. That was like some good movement.
Yep.
I want to tie this in a little bit.
Violence
to the fight choreography.
Good. And it's not like it's that complicated. It's just really good and powerful.
So, guys, we got Mando, played by Pedro Pascal, with a Beskar spear.
Yeah.
We got Oberon.
With a fucking Beskar spear, and he's going to have a fight with a Darksaber.
Yeah. It's awesome. I don't know. So
he
we should
worked
talk
hard.
about.
He did a lot of work for that role, for the Oberon role. He's got spear
to learn
skills.
The spear. Yep.
Understood. We should talk about this for just a minute because we talked about how, they're going to go through Moff Gideon, and then hopefully in season 3, I think, with any luck, I think it would be so cool to have Thrawn as the main threat. Right?
I think Thrawn's going to be a different show. I think that's going to be this Ahsoka show.
Fair enough. So the Mando, he's a talented warrior, right? He's never lost. He hasn't really run into anyone. I mean, the thing that gave him the most difficulty was that beast, that horned thing that he got the egg from.
The rhino thing.
He basically gave up when he took his vibrating knife and just said, fuck it. He put his head down. Like, whatever, I'm done. Other than that, he hasn't really encountered anything that really bested him.
Yep.
I guess my only question to you guys was, do you feel the same? Do you feel like his potential as far as combat has been fully realized? Because I don't think it has. I think
he has plot armor in the show that's named after him.
Well, that's yeah.
The other Mandalorians came and saved him.
That's true.
Twice.
True. Yeah, I guess, yeah.
I want to talk about Grogu really quick. So we have a name for the child now.
Yes.
Which is great.
Yeah.
I like the name. I know a lot of people are critical. I'm totally okay with it.
Yep.
What are people critical of? I thought it was perfect.
I think they're just mad that he has a name.
They just wanted to
Okay.
keep calling
They
him
want to
Baby
call
Yoda.
it Baby Yoda.
I think that's silly. I think Grogu's great.
Agreed.
Grogu's great.
Grogu's fine.
What do we think they're trying to do?
They mentioned that he was already trained.
Yep.
So no. But what does Grand Moff?
They want to take his blood and do something
So
with
what with the Dark Troopers? They keep showing the
it.
Dark.
They want to make a
Troopers there?
Sith or something? I don't know. Make
What I believe
Make a
they
weapon?
did, I believe
bio soldier.
my greatest fear began to come true this season, where I believe it was the 3rd or 4th episode where they're on an Imperial base.
Yeah. Oh, where you
And-
see the clones?
Where you saw the Snoke clones.
Yeah.
Those are early designs for the Snoke clones.
So we're actively participating in a prequel for the sequel.
If they're getting involved with Thrawn, if they're going that high up the food chain, this might be set up to end as a tragedy.
Thrawn
Because the new
despises
empire
the
rises.
Force. But they're
No,
clearly
but
trying
I'm sure
to
he
use this.
sees what a useful weapon it can be.
So, hold on. Let me try
And
and
what
line
if you could make like Stormtrooper style with inhibitors and make an ultra obedient Force user?
An ultra obedient Force user.
Yes. That would be mighty.
Yeah.
Whole bunch of Hands of Thrawn. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. If
Fingers of Thrawn.
I'm trying to figure out this
Ooh,
timeline again.
That's a Marvel
Mhm.
thing. The 5 fingers
Right
of
now,
Thrawn.
we're 5 years after Return of the Jedi.
5 years after, and most of the Jedi are gone, but Luke is still out there.
Luke is still
And-
out there. And another question I want to ask.
So
we don't have to
that was my
answer it
main
right now.
question, because we're okay. All right, I got it. This is after the 6
Return.
movies.
After Return of the Jedi.
5 years.
After Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
Yep.
Darth Vader died 5 years ago.
Order
The
66
Empire-
happened a long time ago.
Very much longer.
So
Yeah.
Rey has probably just been born.
Sure.
Right.
something
like that. Okay.
Who?
But Luke is out there.
Luke is
Luke
out
is
there.
out there hunting.
Not only
Thrawn.
is
How many
Luke
other
out there.
Jedis are out there? Who did
There's a
Grogu
bunch.
reach?
There's more than we think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
no.
Jedi out there.
And there are Sith out there too.
Luke is
Baru, are
already-
you
So-
suggesting
started
that
training.
Luke Skywalker might show up in this series
And undo.
in some
I
kind of
already know- I can
badass Luke
feel
Skywalker
you.
fashion?
I can feel your hatred. I can feel it.
hatred flow.
But I for one am fucking stoked. This is my second chance. Listen, Jason knows. We read about this shit, dude. Luke, are you kidding? So we already have this band that we maybe think will, become really strong in season 3. Dude, if they have Luke and Bill Burr, Boston Burr, they definitely have a
fucking
chance.
unstoppable, kid.
I don't think so.
Not unstoppable, but they're gonna have
Well, no, because Luke
fighting
is
chance
a lot
against
like the Thrawn
Thrawn.
character, where he is 3 steps ahead of you at every turn.
Yes,
Right. So really quick,
Understood.
if we were to compare this to Marvel, the Mando crew would be akin to the Guardians of the Galaxy, whereas Luke is straight up Avengers style. Okay, so it's 2 completely different mindsets going on.
Sort
Mando
of.
is kind of like, what are they doing over there?
I feel like Disney owes Luke a win.
That would be nice, but we can't have Mark Hamill come
I-
on there
It won't be Mark Hamill.
Why can't they have Mark Hamill?
I-
He's
because
too
he's
old.
ancient and he's
They
only
should-
supposed to be
they-
be like
they-
30.
They should do a throwback episode to show, like, I really just want Mando. I how can I help it, right? He's the hero of the show. I want him to be an intelligent, I want there to be angles that we haven't discovered yet. It would be cool to learn, like, how did he become so good? Because he's obviously set apart from his peers, his other Mandalorians.
Mhm.
He can only be as intelligent as the writers write him,
Understood, but I mean,
which is why I was concerned where he didn't.
each one of these
Maybe he's
characters
not
that are in the
what we
show is a
consider
property.
human.
You got to take
I know
care
no
of.
one in the Star Wars universe is human, but maybe he's not human. Maybe he's another race, like a Kryptonian version in the Star Wars universe or something.
Well, he bleeds. He got fucked up, and
You know what I'm saying, though. What if he's just a little bit faster,
sure,
a little bit more thoughtful, you know? And on that same note, so you know how you have the rebels, and it's like this mix of alien races across the galaxy. I feel like the Empire is a little monotone.
Yeah,
there's definitely not enough alien critters. It's not like sock puppets walking around.
It's very.
It's not.
I don't
It's
see a
not.
lot of Empire Twi'leks.
It's not. It's a matter of saving money on the armor.
Okay, fair
and
enough.
they kind of established,
but that's not
as
fair.
much as
Empire's going around only recruiting humanoids.
as much as I hate.
I think that there's always been similarities in Tolkien's universe and Lucas's
of course
universe with World War II. That was a huge deal.
Yeah,
and
I don't think I could relate to a hut as well as I could. You know,
there's no question that there's a huge similarity to that major war, for sure. So I mean that I don't know that I mean you're right. You're absolutely right, and that's what it is.
I think the Empire is.
I
said it.
Oh, they're right. There's no question. There's no question. Yeah. I mean they're just blowing up other worlds.
In their prequels, they did a little bit of business with the trade.
Oh, that's right.
People.
Yeah.
But that was such a shit show. I'm not even going to open up that.
Please don't.
The only cool thing that you can like root for that comes out of the Empire is the Sith. The Siths.
The Sith. You had it right the first
but
time.
They weren't part of the Empire. They would eat the Empire.
No, understood.
But
I just mean like the bad side. Like there's nothing cool.
If you look
about
at
the Empire, I mean, Star Destroyers are cool. They're vulnerable though. Remember that time?
the history. Of the Empire.
Remember that other time?
There's a few weak spots. Fucking asshole.
About the size of a womp rat.
What
you
a
guys are
bunch of
laughing.
pieces of shit.
600,000 stormtroopers lost their lives that day.
How many plumbers? How many metal workers?
Right? What about that thing that lived in the garbage thing? He died.
Star Wars is so fucking far away from fucking perfect. Why do we love it so much? Why do we hate to
Because
love it so
it
much?
has massive potential to tell amazing stories, and for some reason it's really hard.
If they only did it to tell a story rather than sell a fucking toy.
Story in the landscape is good enough. With
Find
their
the middle.
full-
I'm happy. Find the middle.
They
Well,
did it.
or-
They did
Well,
it.
yeah, because
or
they're
go-
going to tell me, look, we need to sell toys if you want me to tell the fucking story. So what do you want me to do here?
Yeah.
It's just that it kills me, you know, the loss of integrity, you know. Like, oh, we're gonna make, you know, 500 million off this season. Next season we got to turn it into 200 million, or else it's a loss. Like,
That's literally.
like
I mean,
what?
here's the thing.
You
As
know,
much
and
as we'd like to dream about Star Wars being, or Disney Star Wars being loyal and faithful to us, the viewers and the fans, their
Star
number
Wars
one
should be a
priority
hard
is the stockholder.
PG-13 at all times.
Mm. No, their number one priority is the stockholder, and I totally respect that. But I feel like if they're learning, which I believe they are, from the Marvel Universe,
Slowly.
that you will make your money if you make something worth seeing.
It just kills me. Like,
And
why
you can sell the
wouldn't you want to
toys.
go out as a legend knowing you made something good, rather than like, okay, let's make something good, but now let's make it for 7-year-olds too.
Mm-hmm. A lot of
Can't
that
have
stuff
both.
happens in post-production. They chop it up and they edit it and, you know, maximize the appearances of, you know, actor A because we have...
These movies, you can't have your cake
No.
and eat it too. You got to pick one or the other.
I've always said I enjoy the outline of it. You know, the major points. You know, it's good. It's good story fodder. It's fun to talk about, I guess.
Mhm.
You know,
And I mean,
obviously,
it is something
especially-
marketable. It's not like you can market a rom-com. You know, no one's going to make rom-com toys. A rom-com isn't out there looking to
Wow.
make $1 billion.
Not the toys you can sell to everyone.
Ooh.
But
Yeah.
Well, we have a drum set right there.
yeah, I'm
Bum,
dying,
bum.
dying to play it.
Do you guys know what Operation Cinder was?
No, tell me what Operation Cinder was.
It was an order of by Emperor Palpatine
Okay.
to basically wreck everything, burn it to the ground.
Okay.
So they had these satellites placed around planets. They could only do one planet at a time, but they would go there. These satellites would flip on and cause like severe weather, like electrical storms, and just fry the surface of the entire planet, kill everything. So Palpatine's last order was basically, if I can't have it, no one can. So I think they got to like 5 planets, and that
sounds so familiar.
It really
That kind of
does.
reflects some real world things that are happening right now. It's odd.
Weird.
Like that kind of set the oil
Like you
field
have the
on
Empire,
fire.
but then you have the Sith, which really isn't part of the Empire, but like an extreme part of the Empire.
Well, the Empire is just
But
an
they're living
extension
within
of the Sith.
What's that?
The Empire is just an extension of the Sith.
The Sith were around before the
Sith,
Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
what
never-
I'm saying. The Empire are just an
The Empire is
extension
a weapon of the Sith.
Yeah.
Is that real?
What?
Yeah.
Is that how it is?
Palpatine founded it.
Yeah.
That like the Sith were like the Jedi of the Empire or whatever. Like they just kind of exist within. But no, they formed the Empire. They set forth.
The Empire wasn't the brainchild of like the Sith as an organization. It was the brainchild of a Sith.
According to his dumbass plan with trade federations and Dooku and nothing that, and General Grievous, nothing that made sense.
I may have
And
repressed a lot of the prequels.
And that is totally understandable.
Totally
But essentially,
understandable.
all the bullshit comes to Palpatine taking control of the Senate and declaring himself a emperor.
Okay.
That's all that crap from the prequels ends with him becoming emperor.
He got the creepy monster face and told everyone to vote for him.
Absolutely. And the only people that were standing in his way were completely wiped out by his little prodigy,
Mm-hmm.
Darth Vader.
Which movie was it where Darth Vader got that kill scene? Which movie was that? The end of Rogue One, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he seemed super slow there. I don't know if it was a throwback to the first, but like
It absolutely was.
Yeah,
it was
everyone
intentional.
Everyone was so excited about. I remember because some people had seen the movie before me.
Do you
Like,
reckon he was still stiff from all the implants?
Oh yeah, that was a permanent thing with him.
But the thing is, he's Darth Vader,
He
and like
was
his
never,
power should be like fast and vengeful and like visceral. I just felt like it was watching it in slow motion. Same complaint I have with Walking Dead, the show. Like it's just too fucking slow.
But in episode
It's not
4,
how people move.
like New Hope, when he entered the ship, we didn't know about flipping Jedis, right? He just kind of walked in, was like, force choke, toss aside, tear apart the ship, find me the plans.
But he wasn't even angry,
Yeah.
But at the end of Rogue One, I mean, he was angry and like know, he should have. I don't know. He should have come in there and like really kind of, really. I just kind of wish it was faster.
Apparently, that was the last scene they filmed for the movie.
Was it?
And they threw it on like way at the end, like right before the movie was released.
That was a fucking excellent movie, by the way. I didn't realize it the first time.
I did not
that
realize it
saw
the first time I saw it. Sometimes I need to see a movie more than once to
Absolutely,
appreciate
that's
what
me
it is.
100%.
I did that. I didn't like The Matrix when I first saw it. I saw The Matrix. I'm like, what is everyone talking about?
What?
So you know what? You know what's funny about those movies? Just real quick, it's my favorite. Yeah, I'll say it. It's my favorite trilogy. When those movies came out, my friends went to go see it, and I'm like, yeah, right. There's no way that movie's any good. And then I was at a party at a really good friend's house back in the day, and I happened to just go upstairs, and like the TV was on, and this movie is on, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is The Matrix. But it was like a third of the way, or maybe halfway through the first movie, and I got completely sucked in. I'm like, are you kidding me? So then, basically from that point on, like I probably went and bought the DVD the next day or something, and like I was like all about The Matrix through, the whole time that those movies were coming out. I watched the Animatrix. I had the soundtrack. I rewatched the first Matrix so many times, and I still think that first training scene with Keanu and
Lawrence Fishburne?
Lawrence,
No.
thank you.
Is that- yeah.
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne.
Pee Wee Cowboy Bill or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, just such a great fight
Hey,
scene, especially if you have
Pee-wee.
good surround sound speakers. But anyways, enough about The Matrix.
If you ever run into Lawrence Fishburne on the street, make sure you say Cowboy Bill.
Yeah.
I love that concept fucking with an actor by calling them out for something that was like obscure and long time ago. Like
Obscure.
who was
listen, if I'm that guy, I would laugh.
Who
I would
was,
just be like, whatever, man. You want to
who
drink?
was the redhead kid from Harry Potter?
Ron Weasley.
Yeah, who played him?
Some dude.
Rupert something.
Sure.
Yeah. Anytime I find that kid, I want to be, dude, I loved you in Thunderpants.
That's awesome.
Farting superpowers.
Hey guys, so we're still sitting here with these beers from Kelsen Brewing, and we haven't even opened this next one yet. But if you notice,
I'm empty and I'm ready.
On the side of this bottle,
Yeah.
it says Day Raider Belgian White. It's the same font they use in the Diablo games.
Yes, it is.
No
Wow.
shit.
Whoa. Hello.
Okay.
Hang on. Where's an O to
There
confirm
is no
that?
O.
There's no O.
Yeah, if they had the cross
I
and the
mean,
O,
if
then
it's
we
not
could
the same
confirm that.
font, I mean, it's
Pretty damn close.
99.
Nope, you are.
90% there. It's pretty damn close.
Now that you've said it, that's all I can see.
I love the basically RPG Dungeons and Dragons like layout of these beers. It's
So we're gonna pop these then? Everybody
here we go.
empty?
We're popping
All right,
it. This
touch
is
it.
Pop this
Day Raider
5.2% Belgian style white ale.
Yep,
Guys, I'm going to drink this out of the bottle. I really like the feel of this bottle.
I'm with you, Mikey. I love it.
If I remember correctly with this flavor, this is the chamomile
This
one.
is the
but
chamomile
This is
one.
the one that I said tasted like an orange creamsicle.
So this is chamomile, but
Vanilla.
they call it a Belgian White, but it has chamomile in it. Oh, I taste it. That's subtle. Fuck, that's
Vanilla.
Good. Dude, this is my new favorite company.
That's
And they're
like
right in Derry. Are they based out of Derry?
Yeah.
Or
Yep.
so they started up there?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's impressive. No, I'm just double checking because like
That's
Yeah, I really like
Sierra
this
Nevada
one, dude.
has an East Coast. They have
Yeah.
a West and East Coast. I'm just making sure they're not like
that's like
originally from like Oregon or something.
yeah,
and
yeah.
They just happen to have a place here. Or
Yeah,
something.
they've been in Derry.
All right, that's even more awesome. I love it.
So on draft,
Do they have a
I was
stage? I
getting-
want to play shows there.
No,
I want to
they
make a
don't.
band that only plays
That's
it.
the one thing I wished. I don't have really any critiques of this company. But I do enjoy when you can go into a brewery and see the brewery. You know,
Yeah.
Oh, you couldn't see the brewery.
you couldn't
from
see
here.
the brewery.
Well, we didn't get there
It's
on the
fine.
right night. Normally they have a tasting room open too, where you can.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we just didn't. I didn't see that
Oh.
part on their hours.
Truth be told,
God damn it, Kev.
I know it's my fault. It's all my fault.
Truth be told, I have not visited a ton of breweries in my life. I've seen a few, but one of the best or the best I've ever seen. I was doing a trip to North Carolina, and it was completely unplanned. We were taking a rental truck from the airport to my buddy's house, and we saw a sign for Sierra Nevada next exit. I was like, pull over.
I don't know what the car's doing. It's
Oh my
moving by
god!
itself.
Oh man, we had lunch there and some beers, obviously, and it was just fucking magical. It was just a multi-million-dollar building, friggin' beer casks everywhere, special beers, the food, every single item on the menu was top notch.
My first brewery was in 1994 in Dublin, Ireland, called Guinness. Maybe you've heard of it.
That's amazing.
You had to go through these doors, and you tour the brewery, and at the end of the tour, you get a free glass of Guinness. A glass of beer in Ireland, it's half a pint. So you either order a pint or you order a glass.
Wow.
That part was the best part of the tour because it was kind of smelly. That was
Interesting.
1994. I don't know what they've done
They
with
probably spill a lot of Guinness.
Yeah.
One of the other cool ones I've been to is actually the Lowell Brewery.
Yeah.
Not
place
far
is
from
alright.
us. We live more or less in the Merrimack Valley.
Good location.
The Lowell Brewery, and they have solid beers. I used to go there and play pool and drink their house IPA. It was good stuff.
We used to go there a lot in college. Guys, a quick Google search.
Yeah.
How many people were on the crew of the Death Star?
How many people?
And it comes full circle.
Go.
The first is depicted in various sources of having a crew of 265,675,
Jeez.
as well as 52,276 gunners, 607,360 troops, 30,984 stormtroopers, 42,782 ship support staff, and 180,216 pilots and support crew.
Where do they get
for
all
a
these
grand
people?
total of 1,148,309 souls.
That was a bad day for the
That was a
Empire.
bad day.
No wonder Palpatine was pissed.
Where do they get that many people?
What? They just take them.
You just got to tell them that you're right, I guess.
You're right.
And that you know
you're gonna
more
get
than
paid.
anybody else.
Not only that, when you consider in a whole galaxy, it's 1 million people. You can dig that up.
Yeah.
And these people have very, we've talked about this. The people in this galaxy have very short-term memories.
Mm.
What? A Jedi? What is this Jedi you speak of?
I like to justify that with just thinking it's a big galaxy. Like, I can't tell you what's going on in some of the other governments in the world.
That would hold merit if they didn't end up on the same planet every other movie.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool when you have hyperspeed or whatever they're calling it.
And yet they still end up on the same 5 planets.
Well, there's only so many planets that have life there, brother. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, I'd like to think for every weird alien species, there's a habitable planet somewhere.
Absolutely.
Sure, some
That's
of
why
them,
they
some
call
of them are refugees.
Systems.
Systems. Sure.
All right.
Are we cooked?
We're cooked.
Think so.
I encourage all of you to go to Kelsen Brewing in Derry. Say hi to Tim and the team.
Just to see the artwork alone.
Seriously.
Go there hungry and order some of that pizza. My God.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
Get
Christ,
you
the
some
beer,
Battle Axe, try
Yeah.
some unique recipes.
the beer is delicious, and the artwork makes you want to start a character sheet.
You can check out what it's on tap on their website at kelsenbrewing.com. If you enjoyed this episode of Draft Bastards, or if you just want to leave us a comment on what we should be chatting about more or what we can be doing different, we would certainly appreciate it if you subscribed or dropped
Be
us
nice.
a message.
I can be meaner than you.
You can be. You can visit us at draftbastards.com or on Facebook or Instagram at draftbastards, all one word. Drop us a like and say hey. We'll see you on the
Peace.
next one.
Later.
Little maggots.